Hi, fellow traders. I've got my weekly and the month of November trading recap on tap here. Got it together. Also, I'm going to address a question that I get asked all the time, and it is how to pay yourself from your trading. You know how you pay yourself. And the funny thing is, I try. A lot of times I answer the question being a little condescending, but I am serious. You know, because why would you worry so much about how you're going to pay yourself when you're not even profitable? So the first thing is you have to try to get your trading to pay for itself so that you're not continuing to dig yourself into a hole. And then you worry about how you're going to pay yourself. But I'm going to share with you what I do, just to kind of give you an idea of how it's set up. So before we go any further, I want to share this disclaimer with you. I'm not a licensed financial advisor. I'm not a registered broker, and I will not give investment or financial advice or make any investment recommendations as it relates to any particular security. I'm not a tax professional or CPA. I'm not a tax attorney. I'm just sharing with you my personal experiences for your educational and training purposes. That's it. So the first piece of advice I would give you is to find a local tax professional, preferably a tax attorney, because this person is going to help you with not only the federal tax that you have to pay, it's going to help you with the local tax too, because you got the local and the federal. I guess it depends on where you live. And that's why it's important that you have a local person, because I think there's some places where you don't pay state tax or you don't pay a local tax. And obviously this part is for everybody that lives in the United States. Now, if you live outside of the United States, you're not an American citizen, you don't have to deal with the tax mess. But unfortunately we do. And as of this morning, from what I understand, the tax, I guess a new tax code is coming down. So the best thing to do is let these guys that get paid to sit in these boring tax sessions and all of that, because that's what they love. That's what they're passionate about. Let them do that. Take your stuff to them. Let them teach you how to keep your records so that it makes their job easier, because there's a lot of deductions and things that they can find if our records are on point. If there aren't, then it ends up hurting us in the long run. Also, they're going to tell you what legal requirements you need to adhere to and what the best tax strategies that's for you in your individual situation, because everybody's situation is a little different. For me, my attorney said the best thing for you to do is start an LLC. And because I had a situation where I had family members, other people wanting me to trade for them. It's like, look, you're doing a good job. You know what you're doing. I've got this money. Can you trade it for me? And I'm like, nah, legally I can't do that. But having an LLC, I'm able to sell shares in my company. So what they did or they can do now is they can invest in my company and get dividends based on my growth. So, if I grow 30 or 40%, then based on how many shares they own, they own of my company, they're going to get a dividend based on that. So it was a win-win situation. So that way they're not mad and think that I'm axing them out and not wanting to help them make money. Here's a way where they could legally be a part of it and legally reap the benefits of it. So that was a win-win for me. But it just depends on your circumstance, your situation. I'm going with what my attorney told me. He's the one that gets paid the big bucks to make these decisions. And if he screws up, he's got to fix it. So, best thing I can tell you. Also, you need to get help with developing your business plan. Now, I've said it 100 times before. If you get into trading, you need to run it like a business. If you treat it like a hobby, you're going to get hobby results. I drag race for a hobby. I probably have over $100,000 that I had in my car and equipment and, probably more than that. I quit counting at 100. But would I ever make my money back? No. Because this is a hobby. There are people that do drag race for a living. It's a business. They run it as a business. That wasn't what I was doing. So the hobby was just to have fun. If you just trade to have fun because you think you can try to make a couple dollars here and there, is more like gambling. You're going to get hobby results. It's just that simple. Some people like paying to watch other people dangle this carrot in front of them and get them excited while the other hand is pulling their pockets inside out. That people like that, I guess. They like that happening to them. But if that's the case, then don't even try to trade. Just sit there and watch. You'll lose less money that way. But your business plan is going to have to address your money management, your trading bank account, how you're going to pay yourself, your taxes. And a lot of this information is going to be decided when you and your attorney or your accountant meet and decide how things are going to be done. Then what you have to do is come and put it together in a business plan. And that's where, I've helped a lot of traders. That's part of the mentoring service that I offer. It's not just focused on one thing. It's really focused on whatever you need as a trader. If you're coming into this and you're looking to build a business and you need, guidance on developing your business plan, then that's what we do. If you need guidance on, setting up everything, setting your tools up, your equipment, your platform or whatever, then that's what we do. We get to trading and you want to trade, how to do this strategy, that strategy, that's what we do. But the key is you got to start with the business plan. This is the start of digging your foundation. And if you know anything about construction, the foundation is the hardest, the most painstaking job you can do. But when you finish, it's probably one of the most beautiful works of engineering that you'll never see again. But it's necessary and it has to be done. If you're going to be successful trading, you have to do this. Now, are there some people that jumped into trading, like this Bitcoin is running up, somebody said, hey, just throw your money in that. Yeah, they come out of this, they have a whole lot of money, and now what? How long you gonna have to wait for the next, Bitcoin to come? So you got to think about these things. Yeah, let's jump and run into money, but eventually you're gonna have to learn what you're doing if you're gonna sustain this. And there are consequences that come along with making this money that you need to figure out. I'm going to tell you firsthand, don't try to do this at home. Get a professional. This time last year, I was, releasing all of the tension and baggage off of me because of me trying to do my taxes in 2014 when I started, not knowing all of the laws and the regulations, and ran afoul of the IRS. And believe me, when they see day trading on anything, it's like a red flag, and they're gonna come looking. So you want to make sure you have stuff right. At least that's what I feel happened to me. So the first thing you want to look at, and remember I told you, before you can even think about taking money out of your trading, really you need to make sure that you know how much you need to make so that your trading can stay afloat. Now, this is my monthly budget. It's going to change next month because I'm adding the Trader View. I'm going to go ahead and subscribe to the Gold platform because I have fallen in love with this Trader View and the information that it's telling me and how much it helped me transform my trading from October to November. I mean, it's been amazing, and all I've used was the free stuff. So that's going to change. But to give you an idea, up until last month, platform fee was $124, and this is because I've got everything that I want. Some people just buy SureTrader Pro and pay the $40 a month or whatever, and just use it to execute trades. And then they may have Thinkorswim or something else that they're using for charting and level 2 and all of that. Well, I use Thinkorswim for charting and level 2, but I still pay for the SureTrader platform because, being a professional, I need to have a backup. So I've got a backup. My scanners, trade ideas, and I went ahead and subscribed to the FinViz Elite so I could, I'm a professional now. It's time to bump your game up. Yeah, when you're just learning and you're just starting, the free one is great. Using the scanner from Thinkorswim is great when you're just starting out and you're trying to, find yourself as a trader. The internet's $80 a month or $79 a month. Now, did I subscribe to my own chat room? Yeah, absolutely. I paid a yearly subscription so that while I'm helping the traders who I'm working with in this aspect of their trading, they could see a legitimate spreadsheet for me, as I'm working out of my small account. Because they are focused on growing their account, and I want to give them a realistic view of what's happening. So yeah, at the beginning of the year, when I started, I got the yearly subscription. Comes out to $33.25 a month. It's already paid. I don't have to worry about coming up with this money every month. It's already paid. But when you break it down, this is how much it comes out. So for me to break even at the end of the month, I need to make at least $360. Well, you say, hey, if you make $50 a day, that's, $250 a week. That's $1,000 a month. So we got that made. That's $640 or $639.25 I can put in my pocket. Not so fast. You can't do that. Because if you don't want to sit here and trade out of a small account handcuffed forever. You don't want to do that. Now, yeah, you could be like me and get to a sweet spot where you love trading with $5 to $8 grand and built and growing it, and that's what keeps you focused and keeps you sharp. That's one thing. But just to sit here and be content with pulling out $500, $600, $700 and thinking you're going somewhere is not going to work. So the first step in looking at paying yourself is making sure you can pay for your trading and that you're not paying for it out of your pocket. And these are things you want to think about before you get into trading. You don't want to be in a trade in the middle of the day thinking about, if I can make 360 on this trade, I can lock it up and my budget's done for the month and now I can just make money. When you start thinking like that, you stop focusing on the trade and the process of trading, and you start thinking about money. That's why you hide your P&L. That's why you do all these things. So remember I said, not so fast. You're going to have to do something with that profit you make. If you live in the United States, Uncle Sam wants their cut. And they're going to get their cut first. So this is what was recommended to me. 30% goes into a tax account. Will your tax rate be 30% at the end of the year? Doubtful. But what that does is, at the end of the year, when we pay your taxes, whatever you have left in that account is your tax refund. You're not looking for the government to give you a refund. You've got your own. So, because you run a business, you're going to owe taxes. There's no doubt about that. So this is a nice way of, having this money aside and you getting a nice little tax refund check from yourself. But that's what, my attorney recommended. He's like, it's nice. It's what he recommends for most of his business clients to do that. Okay, now we've got 10% going to my son and my daughter's 521 college account. All right, this is a tax deferred account where you can put money in. I forgot, up to a certain amount, but like I said, I'm not, legally I can't tell you specifically what this is, but this is what I did. This is what I was advised to do. Okay, so now, and then 10% in personal savings. Well, if you have a 401k, if you have retirement, I have state retirement, I have, 401k. If you have all of that, then you want to start building a cash reserve, because you don't know what can happen. Right now, I'm on pins and needles every day wondering, what mess the United States is going to get in now. But you never know what can happen. I thought about, when Brexit happened and when the bank failed, I think in Greece, was it? I can't remember. Where people, you go to the teller and there's no money. They had money in their account, but they couldn't get it out. So how are they going to survive? How are they going to buy this and buy that? So you got to have that money, sitting there. And then you're growing your account. So 40% needs to go back into your trading account. You need to reinvest it back into trading. I'm not saying put it back in your account to trade with. If you're maintaining a certain level amount in your account, which we're going to talk about in a minute, then put that into your trading account, your trading bank account. This is where you keep your profits and disperse them to whatever bills and whatever you need to do. You disperse it from that account, and once you're done, you leave whatever's left in there, because you need to grow. Because our goal, if you're trading at SureTrader or a prop firm or something like that, because you don't have 25 grand to put in the account, our goal is to get there as quickly and as painlessly as possible. And if we spend the money that we make and we don't put it back in, we'll never get there. So that's why we do that. So, and that's why I say establish a threshold for your trading account. How much do you want to keep in your brokerage account from month to month? For me, it was $5,000. It's just a number that just sounded right. Okay, $5,000. and every month I wanted to start over. If I was short, then I could add back, or I could just deal with what I had. So, here's an example. Let's say in March, we started in we started in January with the $500 or whatever we started with, and now in March, our ending account balance was $72.68. Now this isn't counting what we ended up with in January and February. We wired out. So now we started with $5,000 at the beginning of March. At the end of March, we got $72.68. So we're gonna wire out $22.68.15. This amount is, has already had the fees and commissions and all that taken out. That's already gone. So now we get this money out. It's in our trading bank account. We pay our expenses. So after that, we got $1907.40. All right. So now we got to, Uncle Sam has to get his taxes. So $572.22 goes into that. Now you can do your taxes on your gross. But I just choose to do it after expenses. When you do it on your gross, you're going to get more back in your, personal tax refund. But, I just did it this way. So tax account would get $572.22. The 529 accounts would get $190 each, $190.74 each. Now personal savings would be $190.74 each. That would be going to cash. And we would invest back $762.96. So I know what you're saying. I know what you're thinking. Well, that's 100% of the whole money. How am I going to be paid as a trader? $762.96. Once you have built your trading account to where it needs to be, and you can get started in a mainstream account like Speed Trader or Lightspeed or somebody like that, this money is what's going back in your pocket. Now I know this isn't a whole lot for a month. Okay, it's not a whole lot, and it's really not a whole lot after we started here. But you have to look at what you're doing. If you don't have kids, then that's another $380 something that you can add to this. So now you're at $1,100 for the month. Okay, if you're done with this personal savings and you don't want to do anything else, and you're managing your 401k yourself and it's growing, you can add that to the pot. But this is just what I was doing. While I was at work, this was a typical month that I would be, that I would see. And for me, this was incredible. It's incredible. But if you, like I said, if you don't have kids, just add this times 2. We're really $190.74 times 3. Let me see. I got my trusty calculator here. I'm not a math teacher, so. So your take home would be $1,335.18. If you didn't have these other things to do. That would be invested back every month. This particular month. It's going to change from month to month. Some months you're going to be double this. Some months you're going to be less than this. But the key is you need to have a process. You need to have this figured out. You need to get with an attorney. Because the thing is, you got to be ready when it happens. Okay? That's the key. You got to be ready when success happens to you. You can be negative and just dig and dig and dig and just can't do anything. And then all of a sudden, you take off. You got to be ready. This stuff has to be in place. If you don't manage this right, you're gonna be talking to Uncle Sam, and he's not gonna be happy. So, that's what how I do it. Now, obviously, if you're in a different country, you don't have to worry about taxes or anything. Then you're in even better shape, and you may be able to keep all of this. But it's just how you manage your expenses. But that has to be planned ahead of time. It's not I got $22.68, I'm going on a spending spree. That's not what it's about. All right, so again, it doesn't matter what you have, what you don't have. If this is what you want to do, you got to get started. I have 5 traders now, 5 that do not have any capital to trade with yet. Okay, they wanted to know how can they get into trading without any money. Start learning now. Start learning now. This community is not one where the class is a starter class, and for you to get more, you have to pay more, and then it turns into you just get the life sucked out of you. No, you get all the classes free. The day trading class, the swing trading class, the trading psychology class, all of that's free. You don't have to pay anything. You join, you pay your subscription every month or every quarter or every year, however you want to do it, and you get the classes. You get, and these 5 guys, got the mentoring. So I'm working with them in developing their plan. They're building their foundation. And it's incredible the growth that they made over the last month or so, because they're doing things the right way. They're growing the right way. They're building that foundation. So you don't need a whole lot of money. Just for an example, what I've got, it just so happens all 5 are in the United States. But they opened up a cash account with TD Ameritrade for like $50. They downloaded Thinkorswim. So they have a full service, powerful charting, level 2, scanning, a whole lot of all you need to get started learning. The market replay software, the paper trading platform, all right there for you free. Is it a little bit challenging to work with? Yeah, but that's perfect, because that's going to prepare you for when you go live and you're working on a little bit simpler executing system. But the only expense they have is the chat room, the community. Not really a chat room, it's a community. So if they pay by the year, they pay by the year. That $60 a month is what it averages out to, that they're paying to learn. They're not paying $4,000, $5,000 for a class. And then, later on we're going to add this to it. You need to pay this to get this. You need to pay that to get that. It's free. As long as your member is free, you get to take the class as many times as you want. And they're doing all of that for $60 a month. Start where you are, what you have. Because believe it or not, what you have right now is enough. So I hope that answered your questions. If you have any, about how you pay yourself, if you do, you can text me or email me. If I can answer it, I will. If it's a question that's better answered by a tax professional, then I'll let you know. but I can help you put your business plan together, and all of the decisions that you guys made, I can help you put it into a process so that you can, start building off that foundation that you have. All right, so my weekly stats. Again, this is the last time that these are going to be without having commissions. I learned how to do it. Thank you for one of our members. He told me how I can download the file from iBoss and copy it and download it to TraderView, and that way I can get an accurate account without having my account information compromised. So I'm going to be doing that, but I'm still going to get the gold plan because I love these charts. You see last week, this is $21.45 before commissions. I averaged $429 a day. Average winning trade $259.77. Average losing trade $308. Reason being, just got a little crazy here. Let this go and took the biggest loss of the year from me. It seems like every time I take a big loss, it gets bigger and bigger. So this is the biggest one of the year for me, $735. But that's why my average losing trade is higher than my average winning trade. So how did I make money when my average losing trade is higher than my average winning trade? My accuracy was 76.5%. I had 13 winners and 4 losers. So you would multiply 13 times 259 and then 4 times 308. And that's going to tell you I had, more wins per dollar, dollar amount than I had losers. Had 8 winners in a row. Never had one consecutive loss. My average hold time on losing trades is real good now. It's just under an hour. My average winning trades, about 2 hours, but I am holding them. You can see Thursday is my red day. When we look at my profit calendar, you'll see I think 3 out of 4 or 5 Thursdays I was red. One Thursday was Thanksgiving, so I can't count that. So 3 out of 4 Thursdays I was red. So maybe I don't need to trade on Thursdays. The other stat that I like, this tells me my performance by hour. Which hours do I make the most money? Did pretty good here, starting with this trade pre-market, but every last one of the other ones are red. How long I hold my losing trades? An average of 5 to 10 minutes. This is perfect. I'm cutting my losers off quick. I'm allowing my winners to work. This is exactly what I want to see. So we're doing, I love, these are just the basic charts. I'm looking forward to getting a basic information. So I'm looking forward to getting the high quality information that I'll get from the gold membership. Now, here are the 4 losing trades. Tuesday, I guess I got brain dead. I did have that deer in the headlight look. I did tell you. I did admit to that. So that's where that came from. WDAY, this was a little bit stubborn. I didn't want to stop out when I knew the trade wasn't going to work, and ended up giving back 302. Momo was a perfect stop. APL was a perfect stop. So, these 2 trades were a little bit out of whack, but I know why, and this situation should be corrected. All right, so for the month of November, for the whole month, $44.89.25 gross, We've got an average daily gain of 213. Average winning trade 225. Average losing trade 153. This isn't quite 2-to-1, but it is lower. A winning trade percentage is right at 60. So, I did improve as the month got on. Earlier in the month, this was pretty terrible. And then you see my average hold time on winning trades, 4 hours. Average hold time on losing trades, about 2 hours. So this is getting cleaned up. It's a lot better than what happened, previously. But this, I am cleaning this up. So here's the profit target. The profit calendar here. You can see red Thursday. We did have a green Thursday here, but we were closed in red Thursday. Oops, excuse me. So 3 red days on Thursdays, 2 red days on Wednesdays, only 1 on Tuesday and 1 on Friday. So not bad at all. You can see for the week, 1570.53. This is after commissions. And total for the month. And really, this month includes 3 days that are from previous months. 30th and the 31st here from October and December 1st. So I just put these in so that my calendar filled completely, and it helps me keep tabs of this. So my end of October balance was $20.46, which tells me I only made $546.18 in October. That's what that tells me. October was tough, no doubt about it. But those are the months, the tough trading that helps us get to the next level. Now, at the end of this month, balance is 61.12.28. So I'm not going to pull out. I'm not going to wire out until just before Christmas. I'm just going to keep going with this because, I'm only up just $1,100. So starting in January, we'll start with $5,000 like I typically like to do. But let me see. I didn't figure out what the percentage was increase here. Uh, 37%. Not bad. Not bad. All right, so if you need to contact me, you want to ask any questions or comments, just hit me up, Ed at averagejoetrader.com. You can catch me on YouTube. Obviously, you're here now. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. I do have StockTwits, but I keep forgetting to put it up here. So you can contact me, at your leisure. I'm always enjoy talking to new traders. So don't be ashamed. Just pick up the mouse and click me, and we can chat. So that's gonna do it for me this week. If you are going to be in the swing trade, the swing trade watch list and strategy building session in the morning, just let me know. I'll make sure that you get in the right place. This is for all members. You have access to everything. So the watch list is going to be the watch list and strategy session will be in the swing trading chat room. So that will be there. So make sure you try early. If you can't get in, make sure you email me early enough so I can get you in before we get started. All right, guys. So that's going to do it for me. If I don't see you in the morning, I will see you Monday. We'll be getting right back after it.